that'll do
So
it.
it's not live, it's just recording.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, y'all, let's do a temperature check real quick. So how's everybody feeling? Let's start with you first and foremost, Young King. How's everybody feeling today? Are you living?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's an obvious, but how you feeling? How you feeling?
I ain't good, but I ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're in the middle. Are you happy or are you
Yeah.
sad or are you?
Bored, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Quiet day.
All right. So it's a quiet day, a relaxing day today. Okay. All right. So RJ, you next, man. How you feeling? You feeling fine? Okay. All right. Good. Good, man. It's good to see you in here, man. Cool hat. Are you a Yankee fan or are you just wearing the hat? Okay. All right, King, what you got? How you feeling today? You doing good? Okay. All right, King. How about you? How you feeling? You tired? Okay. Yeah, what's leaving you tired? So what time did you get up and what time did you go to sleep last night? You went to sleep at 11:30? Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. All right, now what time did you wake up? About 8? Okay, all right, cool. So who has big plans on the day? Right, anybody got big plans or is it just a chill day for everybody?
Ain't nothing special day. She got a big plans. I'm going out to somebody's birthday party, so I'm just gonna be on time.
All right, so you're gonna be relaxing.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right, so that's your plans for the day. RJ, what you got in the bag for the day? Sleep. Okay. All right, so you need some more sleep. What time did you go to bed last night? 12 or 1? Oh yeah, that was late. I was already dreaming by then, man. All right, King, what you got planned for the day? Playing the game? Which one? Roblox. Okay. All right, cool. How about you, King? What's on your plate for the day? So you're gonna go earlier? Okay. All right. So get some shots up. So you're gonna go to the court. All right, cool. I want y'all to speak loud and proud. All right. So the camera can hear you. All right. As much as possible. All right. So how many of y'all know what the topic of today is? How many of y'all know what the topic is today? Y'all don't know? Okay. So we're talking about accountability today. Accountability, dealing with your decisions. Accountability, dealing with your decisions, right? So when we talk about accountability and dealing with your decisions, what comes to mind? Let's start here. Accountability, what does accountability mean to you? Responsibility, okay. All right, I like it, I'll take that. Responsibility. All right, King, what does accountability mean to you? Cause and effect. Okay. Yeah, that definitely is a cause and effect to everything that we do. All right, King, what you got? What do you think about with accountability? Handling something? Okay, yeah. Handling something. Okay, I see where you're going there. So, all right, Young King, what you got? Accountability, what do you think when you hear the word accountability?
Knowing when it's your fault.
Knowing when it's your fault. Okay, I like that. So accountability. So what's the root word? Now this could be anybody. What's the root word of accountability?
Responsibility.
All right, we got responsibility, but what's the root word? The root word is a part of the same word. Huh? Ability? Not quite. Account, right? So account deals with math. It's mathematics. It's a science, right? So, in every scenario that you're involved in, there is a way to account for your part. For everything that you're involved in, there's a way to account for your part, right? So, I'm gonna give y'all a scenario, all right? So say that you're at school having a conversation with somebody in class, right? So, all right, King, you tapped in with me over here? All right. Yeah, hang on, let that wait. All right, so say y'all are having a conversation in class, and then y'all get in trouble from the teacher because y'all were having a conversation while the teacher was teaching. Do you have any accountability in that scenario, yes or no? Yes? Okay, I got 2 yeses. Now, what do you think, RJ? Yes? Okay. Okay. So, all right. So anybody can answer this. Why? All right, we got 4 yeses. So why do you have an account in that scenario?
Talking when you're not supposed to.
Talking when you're not supposed to? Not supposed to be talking when the teacher is teaching. Okay. By show of hands, who's in line with that? Who feels that? All right, so that's true. All right. So, is there a time in class where you can have your conversation?
Yeah.
Yes? All right, so y'all get, and y'all have that, y'all know when that is, so when is that?
When the teacher ain't saying, when the teacher ain't talking.
Right, so, okay, so would it be in like a group scenario, when you have to get in groups in class? Is that a good time to have a conversation? So let's see, maybe when y'all first get into class, before the teacher starts teaching and gets everybody's attention, would that be a good time to have your conversation? All right. So what about even after class, right? So after the lesson is done, then it's almost time to get ready to go to your next class. Would that be a good time? All right. So, Young Kings, accountability is more so about understanding, just like you said, when things are your fault, or understanding the best time to do something, right? So we already know that it's not the best time to talk when the teacher is teaching, right? So we already know that there's different scenarios when we will be able to talk, right? So when you know when the right thing is to do a thing, when you know when, you know where, you know how, then you're accountable for it, right? So that's all about your ability to distinguish right from wrong, right? Now, will there be some times and some scenarios when you don't know when the right thing is, when the right thing is to do? Would that be true? Sometimes, like people make mistakes, right? Right? So, what's the difference between a mistake and doing something on purpose? What's the difference? Say again? A mistake is an accident. Okay. Yeah, not knowing. Right. Right. So you're making a choice, right? It all comes down to choices, right? And the choices that you make says what you're accountable to, right? Is it okay to make mistakes, RJ? Yeah? Everybody makes mistakes, right? Humans make mistakes. Now, what's the difference when you're doing the thing on purpose?
You know what you're doing, you're choosing to do what's wrong.
You know what you're doing and you're making a choice, right? Now, is that very accountable or responsible, right? Especially if you're doing things that's gonna put somebody at harm or get yourself or somebody else in trouble, right? Life is all about decisions. Life is all about decisions, right? So, y'all tell me, how do you ensure that you make the best decisions so your accountability and the things that you account for is good versus bad? So how do you know when it's, how do you know who to lean into to make the best decision? How do you know? Let's start with you, King.
Lean into, I guess just hang around the right group, the right people.
Hanging around the right people. Absolutely. Right? So there's a gas station right across this street over here, right? Right? Like say you went to school across the street from this gas station, and at lunchtime, you could go to the gas station to get something to drink or something to eat. Right? So what if you got some guys from the school that's looking to go over to the gas station and steal? Right? They don't have any money, but they want something to eat and something to drink. Would it be smart? Would it be a smart decision for you to go with that group or to go with the group that has some money that's able to pay for that stuff? Go with the group that has some money that's willing to pay for that stuff, right? What can happen? What could happen if you mistakenly go with the wrong group?
You get arrested, they get caught, and you just get roped into the vicinity.
Yeah, you can get arrested. Yeah, that happens. So I've seen that. So I've had to save some people from getting arrested before. Now, sometimes you don't know what group is what group. And sometimes it's not even a group. It's one or two people. Right? And sometimes you may like those people. You hang out with them at school, that type of thing. I know I did when I was younger. Right? So I had a friend that steals. Right? But our agreement was, man, you can't do that around me. You can't do that around me. Right? Because I don't want none of them problems, and I got money to buy what I need. So don't do that around me. Hey, do that when you're doing your own thing. Right? But don't do it around me. Now, how many folks would be okay with holding your friend accountable like that? By show of hands. It's okay. It's okay. So what about y'all? It's okay. It's okay. So that's great. So I like that. So what about you, RJ? Would you be okay with holding your friend accountable in that way? No? Yeah. Yeah. And the consequences are rough. Right? See, here's the thing, young king. And this is what I had to learn coming up. Right? At first, I didn't know that as a young person, you could start to have a record. Right? Like you end up in the juvenile system. Right? So sometimes you're not old enough to go to jail, but you're old enough to go to juvie. Right? Like that's a juvenile detention center for young kings that do bad things or that do things that's just not smart. They go from making a mistake to doing something on purpose. Right? And sometimes you just want to hang out with folks that you feel like are cool. Right? So how many of y'all feel like y'all have cool friends? You do? All right, cool. All right, so your friends are cool and y'all do basically the same things, right? Y'all like to do the same things, right? Now, there will always be a space and time where your friend might choose to do something different than what you would do. There'll always be that time, right? Then it's time for you to make a decision. Are you gonna hold yourself accountable? Are you gonna hold them accountable? Or are you just gonna go with it, right? What's the smart thing to do?
Hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable. Hold yourself accountable. I like that. So what's the smart thing to do? Hold yourself accountable. Yeah, both of y'all. Absolutely. So I love it. Both work. See, whenever there's accountability that's a part of the equation, it's going to either make you look at yourself or it's going to make you look at the person that you're hanging out with. So somebody's making a good decision, right? So it's not always going to happen, young kings, to where the people that you're around are going to make the best decision. Like sometimes you may not make the best decision, and that's a mistake, right? So it's okay to make mistakes, but you always want to make sure that you're not making mistakes that have a long-term ramification, right? Cause and effect, just like you said, right? So the cause may be I want to go to the store. The effect may be I don't have money, my friend doesn't have money, so now, yeah, we'll just take a Snickers bar. It's only $2. They ain't gonna miss it. There's a lot of candy in the store, so you start thinking like that, right? But here's the thing, that's a business. And at a certain age, the consequences are a whole lot more serious than when you're younger, right? So I've talked about often that, so I had a friend that I grew up with. We played in the sandbox. He's not living anymore. He's not here anymore. He passed away based on his decisions. He made some bad decisions. And I used to tell him, man, I don't think that's smart, man. I don't think that's smart. So eventually, we didn't hang around each other anymore. Now we did when we were in high school, but as we left high school, we couldn't hang around each other anymore because he started doing things that I didn't agree with. So I held myself accountable and I held him accountable. I'm like, man, we can't kick it. If you're gonna be doing things that's not smart, man, that's lame. Like, that's lame to me. Right? So why not get money instead of steal? Or why not make money in a way that's not gonna be a negative effect on your life? Right? Now, I didn't always make the smartest decision. As a matter of fact, I made some really dumb decisions that could have ended my life. But it didn't. So I got grace, right? And then I started to realize, oh, he's having a tough time in his life because he's not making real smart decisions, right? So who knows what grace is? Who knows what grace is? What's grace, King? A second chance? I like that. Yeah, that's a form of grace, second chance. Forgiveness. I like that too. Yeah, sometimes the person that you need to forgive is you, right? So you move forward making the best decision. Do you know what grace is? Huh? Thankful? Okay. So that's being grateful. That can be gracious, right? But okay, so I'm gonna clear it up for you. All right, young king, what is grace?
Not being punished for your actions, but doing another chance.
Okay. That's good. All right, not being punished in a moment, and then you have an opportunity for a second chance. Now, grace runs out. Grace runs out. All right, so my friend got a number of second chances. Right, so he got more than a second chance. So sometimes you got a third and fourth chance. Right? But sometimes he had to go to jail. Right? Bless you. When he went into the military, he went into the brig. Right? So the brig is like military jail, right? So when he got out, like he eventually got out of the military, came back home to where we were from, started doing the same things that we were doing back in high school that didn't make much sense, and that cost him his life. So his grace ran out. So y'all, grace runs out. Like even with your parents, grace runs out. So that's why accountability is so big, right? So me being accountable allows me to do great business in the community. That allows for me to have respect now, right? Because I'm accountable. I'm accountable to my word, right? So what is being accountable to your word mean? Keeping your word. Keeping your promise. All right, so what does being accountable to your word mean, King? Bless you. Discipline. I like that. All right, being disciplined. All right, so what does being accountable to your word mean? Standing on your word? Is that what you said? Okay. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Right? See, that's what I come from. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Right? Now, if you say you're going to do something but not do it, is that you making a mistake, or is that you doing something on purpose?
You do something on purpose.
Right? So if you say you're going to do something and not do it, that's doing something on purpose, right? So does that make you accountable or not? Not. Right? So what's the best way to be accountable, young kings?
Declare when you mess up.
Right? Declare when you mess up. Putting it out there. Like, it's okay to say, I apologize. See, I don't say I'm sorry because I'm not sorry. Right? Sorry means that I'm less than great. There's great on this side of the spectrum, and then on the opposite side is sorry. Right? So if you playing basketball against somebody or playing football against somebody that's sorry, then you're probably gonna beat them pretty bad. Does that make sense? Right? So I'm not sorry, I apologize. Right? Sometimes I have to apologize. Sometimes I have to apologize to my wife. Right? Like sometimes I have to apologize for things that I can't control, but it's still a good gesture to apologize if you affect somebody else's life. Right? Like if you intended to do a thing, right? And then it wasn't able to go through, it's okay to apologize, right? Now, is that holding yourself accountable or no? Yes, yes. Right, so I'll give an example. Right, so I'll give an example. So for EYK, we have a meeting every month, right? So with my work, sometimes my work gets close to the time, and sometimes I can't make the meeting, right? Like this past Monday, I wasn't able to make the meeting, right? Because I had a client that had a very big issue that they needed help with. Now, I couldn't control that, right? But I still needed to be accountable because I wasn't able to make the meeting, right? So I let everybody know that I apologize for not making the meeting, even though I had a client that really needed my help. Does that make sense? Right? So I didn't do a thing on purpose, right? I really intended to be there, but I wasn't able to be there. And I said that I would be there, right? But that's why I'm here, right? That's why I'm here, right? I'm accountable to be in this space because I said I would. Does that make sense? Right? So what's a way that y'all can be more accountable? All right, young king, let's start with you since you're the oldest one here.
You know, open, emotional.
All right, to be open emotional. Okay, I like that. All right, so what does that mean? Now, give me an example of that.
Not blocking out your feelings from not lying to yourself or others about how you feel.
That's good. Shoot. Man, that's really good, young king. Right? Your feelings matter. Your feelings are important. Right? So the first lie we tell is to ourselves. And then that makes us okay with telling lies to other people. Right? Should you lie to yourself or others? Yes or no? What do you think? No? No? Okay. So, all right. So what's the situation? So when is it okay to lie to someone else? Why? So why would you ever need to lie? Well, I would say that that's still a choice, right? So sometimes you can choose to say nothing. Does that make sense? Right? So if someone younger than you asks, "Hey, RJ, is Santa Claus real?" Right? Now, there's a couple of different ways to handle that. Right? So, you could say, you may want to ask your mother. Or you may want to ask my mother. Right? So that's a response, but that's not you saying yes or no. You see how that works? So there's always options. Right? Or you could say, well, the Santa Claus that's in the mall that takes pictures, that Santa Claus is real. Right? So that's someone acting as Santa Claus, right? So that's real, right? So there's a number of different ways to handle it. Make sense? Right? So the point that I'm making, young kings, is that you can always stay honorable. You can always stay honest. You can always have integrity. There's never a need to lie. Never. Right? Because if you start that habit, then that habit can be a hard habit to break. Do you know why? Do you know why a lot of men have a tough life? Because they lie. Right? So I work with men that have an issue with telling the truth. Right? So because they have an issue with telling the truth, they have a tough time with their family, with their wives, with their children. Right? Just think about it. How would it or how does it make you feel like if your father was to say, "Hey, I'm coming to hang out with you today at 5 o'clock. And you're waiting at like 4:30, right? You're excited about it. Hey, I'm gonna come and hang out with you at 5 o'clock. You're waiting at 4:30 and he never shows up. How would that make you feel? Huh? Heartbroken. Disappointed. Huh? Right. Right, but 5 comes and he's not there. 5:30 comes, he's not there. 6 o'clock comes and he's not there. How do you feel? Disappointed.
Ashamed.
You feel ashamed?
Yes.
Why?
Like lies.
Yeah, lies make you feel a way. And none of them are good. Right? None of them are good. Right? So the lie may make you feel good in the moment. Right? Like you may be excited that your father is coming to spend time with you. right? But then it doesn't show. So at the end of the day, you don't feel good about a lot. So why would you put anybody else in that situation? It doesn't make sense, does it? Right? So, y'all, that's why I continue to show up here. Because I said I would. Like I told Phyllis a long time ago, years ago, that I was going to support her program. Right? So, that's why I'm here. Because I don't want to be a liar. I'm accountable to my word. Make sense? Right? So what are some ways that you can be more accountable? What are some ways that you can be more accountable? All right, Young King, let's start with you.
Stop lying to yourself.
Stop lying to yourself. Yep. Yep. Speaking the truth. Yep. So, all right, just think about yourself personally. What's a way that you can be more accountable? Say again. Lose the habit of lying. Okay. Self-discipline. Y'all, that's big. Self-discipline is big, right? So I teach people about discipline. Like I teach grown-ups about discipline, right? Because I spent time in the military, right? So I was able to have success in certain areas because I was able to be well decorated in the military. And I'm gonna bring some of this stuff so y'all have an opportunity to see. I'm gonna bring a photo album so y'all will be able to see a younger version of me, right? So when I wasn't making the best decisions, I want y'all to be able to see that, right? So y'all see a picture of me now. Y'all are experiencing an older, more mature me, but I wasn't always this version of me. So I want to be able to share with y'all some of my journey, like when I was a young man, and when I was in the military, and when I wasn't as clear and conscious as I am now. So I'm gonna bring that stuff to share with y'all. Like, how many of y'all think that would be pretty interesting to see a younger version of me? Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna share that with y'all. What do you think, RJ? Do you think it'll be cool to see a younger version of me, to see what I used to look like and how I used to operate like? Yeah, I got pictures of my younger brother and the whole nine, right? So you'll be able to see some of my family and different cars that I've owned throughout time, right? So I'm gonna make sure to bring that to one of the meetings before the end of the year, okay? Right, so with your decision making, it's very important that you are accountable to your decisions, right? So that's about being able to tell the truth to yourself and others, because accountability is about you understanding how you think and what you think and not being ashamed to be able to tell the truth to yourself. Like, your truth is amazing, right? Like, what's true about you is amazing. So everybody else in the world is taken, right? So when you understand who you are and you're proud of that, you get the best life results. So that's why I've been able to do some great things in life, because I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of who I've been able to become. So I've survived a lot. How many of y'all have survived a lot? By show of hands. Okay. Right? Now, how many of y'all would like to have a great life? Okay, that's everybody. Now, do you think that accountability is one of the ways to be able to live a great life? Yes? Okay. Makes sense. Absolutely. I totally agree. Right? So does anybody have any questions or statements that y'all want to make about accountability? Any questions or statements?
Talk about yourself, it's gonna it could put you in the grave.
Yeah.
I've met people, I've been close to people who lie themselves to
Yep, in that book that I was just telling y'all about. Yeah, that's a great point. Right? Like in that book that I was telling you about, as I think about what the young king is saying about your decisions not being accountable and lying, y'all, that can end you in the grave. Right? So in that book, I have a few different obituaries. Do y'all know what an obituary is?
Is that the little like pamphlet they give you about the person that died at a funeral?
Yeah, that's what an obituary is. It talks about somebody's life, right? And they give you an obituary to speak to you about different parts of a person's life that you may not know about. It speaks to their family, it speaks to the life that they live, it shows you pictures, right? It gives you an idea of who the person was that passed away, right? So, some of what's in my book is obituaries of my family, as well as my friend that I talked about. Right? So I use that stuff as a reminder to not lie, to be accountable, right? To be someone that honors his word, right? That's a constant reminder because I get an opportunity to see my younger brother in the obituary, my friend that I went to high school with, and we played in the sandbox years and years and years ago when we were baby boys, as well as my cousin. His obituary, right? So these are constant reminders of what happens when you don't make the best decisions and when you don't hold yourself accountable, right? Now, it doesn't always end like that. Sometimes it ends with jail or prison. Sometimes it ends with a terrible job where you're not living the life that you love to live. Yo, I love my life. I get to do what I want to do. I'm my own boss. I don't answer to nobody. I make my own money, and I do it in a number of different ways, right? Like I live a great life. Like I'm free enough to be able to do this, and nobody says, "Well, no, you can't be with Elevating Young Kings today because you got to work." Nobody is in position to tell me that, right? Now it's okay to work. But you want to love what you do. You want to either love what you do or like what you do, right? See, when you start making yourself more and more accountable, now in this life, you can do the things that you really love. The things that you really love, right? Like I wanted to get paid to play basketball, and I was able to do that, you know what I'm saying? Right? I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to write my own book. Right? I wanted to help people and have people pay me for what I understand that they don't. Through discipline. Right? Like through my studies. Right? So I get to love what I do every day. Right? My wife doesn't have to work for a living. Right? She's at home. Right? Because I make enough money to take care of her, to take care of me, to take care of the household expenses, to drive cool cars or whatever the case is. Right? So that's all because of your decision-making process. It's because of holding yourself accountable, right? See, if you lie and you cheat people, then your success is not going to be long. There's people that they look successful in their life, but like in here, they have a real tough time. They have a real tough time inside, right? And it doesn't last. It can't last. But when you're honorable, when you have integrity, when you're accountable, you're responsible, then people want to be around you, right? Right, like for me, people want to buy my book because they see me living a successful life. They want to buy my book, right? So let's talk about that, young king. Let's talk about your dreams a little bit. Let's talk about your dreams a little bit, right? So I want y'all to be able to dream. I want y'all to be able to say, hey, I want to do this with my life. And And I want y'all to understand that you can do it. Right? Because I say so. And because you say so. And because you think so. Right? Like where I come from, there are no authors. From where I come from, there are no authors. From where I come from, there are no artists that live off of their art. From where I come from, there's no people that got paid to play a game. I've been able to do all of those things, right? So you spoke about it a little bit before, Young King, but what's your dream? Go to the NFL. All right, go into the NFL. That's the dream. All right, cool. Do you think you can do it? Yeah. You believe you can do it? Awesome. You should. All right, Young King, what's your dream? Going to the NFL? Okay, do you believe you can do it? Right? Now, are you willing to put in the work to do it? Right? Because it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort. Right? What's your dream, Young King? The Olympics. Yeah, you can do it. Shoot, I played against some guys that made it to the Olympics. So that could work. Absolutely. But you gotta believe it. And then you gotta put in the work. Right? So whatever you believe, you have to put in the work to be able to do it. Right? So I had to play basketball over 10,000 hours. So that's a lot of hours, right? Right, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert by research. It takes 10,000 hours to become an expert, right? So since I was smaller, it took me more time, right? So I had to put in over 12,000 hours, right? I used to sleep with my basketball, like we talked about this last time. I used to sleep with my basketball. I used to wake up with my basketball, right? I had a hoop right in the back of our house. So I had a hoop, right? And then there was hoops down the street. So I played all the time, and I played against my brother's friends, because my brother's older than me. So I knew that if I was as good as they were, that I could play at a different level, right? All right, Young King, what's your dream? Play high-level basketball? Okay. Yeah, y'all can do it. Do you believe it? Do you believe you can? All right. Yeah, so it really takes time, energy, and effort. Right? So if you put in the time, the energy, and the effort, and if you put in the time, energy, and effort, and initially it doesn't work out like you think it should, then what do you do? If you put in the time, energy, and effort, and it does not work out the way you think it should, then what do you do? What do you do, Young King? Okay, that's an outlook. So I'm gonna see what everybody says first. All right. So if it does not work out the way that you think it would initially, then what do you do? Have a plan B. Okay. If it does not work out the way that you think it should initially, what do you do, Young King? Huh? Try again? Try harder. Okay. All right. Learn from it. Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, some people, they do have plan Bs. Me, I don't have a plan B. I've never had a plan B. Here's why. Once I decide I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Because I really believe it. I believe it in here. Nobody believes that I can get paid to play basketball. Only me. Only me. Nobody believed that I would be able to become a best-selling author. Only me. Nobody believed it. But guess what? I didn't care. The only person that needed to believe it is who? Me. That's it. So I say that because the only person that needs to believe in your dream is who? Absolutely. That's the only person that needs to believe in your dream. Why do y'all think that's true? Let's start with you, young king. Why do you believe that that's true? That the only person that needs to believe in your dream is you? Yeah, like you're really the only one that has to think that you can do it. Right? See, so I'll ask everybody else the question first and I'll go into it. All right, so why are you the only one that needs to believe in your dream? Don't go off of other people's beliefs. Absolutely. I like that. All right, King. Why? Why are you the only one that needs to believe in your dream?
So if everybody cheers on you, if everybody cheers on you, you win.
Right. Right. Sometimes people will turn on you. Sometimes people will talk about you. But so what? Right? People talk about me all the time. Man, you're too short. You're not going to be able to play basketball. Well, you're too skinny. Right? So one of the pictures in my book, like when I was younger, I was skinnier. Like one of the pictures is of me lifting weights. And I was struggling with weight. Right? So that's one of my pictures because I knew I had to get stronger. Right? So why? Why is it important that only you believe in your dream?
Can't nobody else do anything. Can't nobody else do stuff for you. Or for you. Can't nobody else lift no weights for you. And nobody else study everything for you. It's how you do it yourself or it don't be done.
That's it. That's it. It's all about you. It's only you versus you. It's this version of yourself versus the best version of yourself. That's it. It's not you versus anybody else. It's not you comparing yourself to anybody else. I know that's tough, but it's only about you versus you, right? Like, do you really believe it, right? See, y'all, this is what I find. This is what I find out with people, okay? I find out this. People tell me that they want to do things. So I want everybody to pay attention to this because you're going to come across this yourself. People tell me that they want to do things and they really don't mean it. They just think it would be cool to do. They just think it would be cool, right? See, this is when you achieve great things in life. Not only when you want to do something, when you need to. Do y'all understand what I mean with that? You have to need to do a thing. See, I needed to become an author because there needed to be somebody in my family that was a successful author. So I needed to do that. That's what I thought. I'm like, I'm going to write this book. Even when people wouldn't publish it, I published it myself. I found out how to publish it myself. People didn't believe in it. They said, I don't know, I don't think this book will sell. I said, so? And that book has made me and my wife a lot of money. Right? So that's what I'm getting at. Some people, they don't believe it. They just think it's cool to do it or they want to do it. See, if you need to do something, that's a different level of energy from when you just want to do something. See, you can want shoes and not need shoes. But it's different when you need shoes and you don't have them. Like, that's a different feeling. That's a different energy. Right? See, when I do a thing, I need to be good at it or I need to be great at it. That's how I think. That's why I put in so much time. Like the average person says, I don't have to play basketball today. Yeah, I just want to sit back and be lazy. But that doesn't help you with your dream. It's not going to help you. It's going to go against your dream. They may say, well, I don't have to practice hard today. but that doesn't help you with your dream. See, you either keep going until you achieve your dream, or you keep stopping. You keep quitting. Most people, they keep quitting, so they never reach their dream. Does that make sense, Young King? Right? So, to wrap up the conversation on accountability, it's very important that you hold yourself accountable and you're responsible to what you're accountable for. Even your dream. Even your dream. Right? 'Cause now I have new dreams. Right? So now I have a dream of helping people learn and achieve what I've been able to achieve in life. That's made me successful. Now that's my dream, to help other people do it, because I figured out different ways to do different things. Make sense? All right. So any questions or statements before we wrap up? In my 20s, right? So I got injured, right? So I got injured right at about 21, when I was 21 years old.
Was it like career ending?
Yeah, it hurt me pretty good, and I don't want to do surgery. Right, so I had bone spurs and that type of thing.
What was just bone spurs, like something else, something?
Yeah, like it was. So I had some cartilage scarring and that type of thing, and they wanted to clean up my knee and clean up my ankle. Right, but I learned how when I was in Asia. Like I learned how to do it holistically. Right, so I learned how cell generation happens by eating clean, by eating different, right, and by doing different exercises, right. So I was able to play a bit longer when I got to Atlanta. So I played in like different. They had different leagues here in Atlanta, right. So I used to. The last time I played was on Mercer campus, in a league on Mercer.
So did you ever play on like an NBA court?
Oh yeah. So I played against NBA players, like some you may know. Well, they're a little bit older, right? They're a little bit older. So like one of the guys that I played against played with Rip Hamilton, and he played with Michael Jordan, and he played on the Pistons. Right, so one of the guys I played against sat the bench, but he was a star from where I'm from, Jackson, Mississippi. Right, and he played for years in the NBA. Right, I also played against a lot of awesome college ball players that had like G League contracts, and that played in collegiate sport. Right, they had overseas contracts. They played in Spain, they played in Italy, they played in Germany, they played in Korea. Right, so that was the last time I played overseas, was my time in Korea. Right, so by the time I was 24, my career was done playing basketball. So that's when I came back to the States. Right, so
how much did you make off of basketball? It's like you didn't make, or did you make like a lot of money? You make like no NBA type of money?
Not everybody in the NBA makes millions. Some of them make tens of thousands, some make hundreds of thousands. Right, so for me, I made tens of thousands of dollars playing basketball. Right, so I made enough to live off of. Right, so when you see guys that are playing like overseas, like they may have a contract for $80,000, some $100,000, some $200,000. Right, it just depends, and they take care of all of your living expenses. right? So when I was in the Air Force, so that's what they would do. You wouldn't pay to live, and then you would make money to play ball, right? So they would take care of all of your expenses, right? So that would equate to $80,000, $90,000 in a year's time.
So you played like sports, like when you was in the Air Force, you actually learned how to like pilot, or just like the sports kind of thing. And I know they have sports for in the military.
Yeah. So yeah, see the way that it works, so you start playing at the base level, right? So there's all of these different Air Force bases, and then the best ones, they end up playing for the Air Force team. Like that's the best of the best. Then there's an all-armed forces team. The all-armed forces team is the best of the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force, right? So you would play, like we would play each other, like the Air Force would play against the Navy and the Marines, as well as the Army, and then you would play against like foreign national teams, right? So that's when I was able to play against guys that played in the Olympics and that type of thing, right? So that was a great time, that was a fun time, but of course, whenever you're playing sports, there's always a time when you deal with injuries, right? So there's a very slim amount of people that play sports that don't deal with injuries. Like even the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans, or whatever, the best of the best, they have the best trainers. They still deal with injuries. The Dwayne Wade's, the LeBron James, right? So he's not playing yet because he has to deal with sciatica, but he's on up there a little bit, right? So the whole thing is, so I'll say this: if you really love what you're doing, then the money will come. It's never about the money. Now, when you do something at a high enough level, you're gonna get the money, but that should never be why you do a thing, right? I played basketball because I loved it, and it took me years to get paid. I started playing basketball like as an elementary school player. Then I was on the team as a middle schooler. Then I played in high school. So all of those years, I never got paid. I just loved it, right? And I wanted to get paid, so I was serious about it. I played a lot of basketball, right? Just like what I do now as an artist. I started off just writing, right? I started off just writing, and I wasn't getting paid, but I just loved it. And then I found out I could get paid, so I said I need to make sure that I do it on a level that people will pay me for my work. Does that make sense? Right? Now you can have the plan to get paid, but you gotta love it, right? Like you gotta love it because when it gets hard, you still gotta do it, right? You still gotta do it. So that's the key, right? So it's loving the thing, and then that thing will pay you down the road, right? So I love to write. That's why I became an author, right? Started off writing poetry, and the first thing in my book is a poem, right? So now I get paid from that book. I put that book out 9 years ago, and I'm still getting paid for it today, right? So now I make smart money through investment, right? Investing in real estate, cryptocurrency, digital property, that type of thing, right? So I like to do work once and get paid for it for a lifetime, right? So we'll talk about more of that stuff like as we go along, because there's a lot of different ways, especially now. Like you have AI, y'all have computers and all that stuff, right? So I could have put my book out a lot quicker if I had the technology that we have today, but that allows me to write books faster now, right? So I can write different books, and now people pay me to write in their books. Right, so I can write a part of their book and people pay me for it, and I can sell it too, right? So there's a bunch of different ways, but it starts with accountability. It starts with that, being accountable to your work, being accountable to what you love, being accountable to what you like, and taking it from there. All right, so everybody stand for me. All right, so we're gonna do some affirmations Y'all, then we'll let y'all get the snack. We'll head on out, okay? All right, so everybody repeat after me. Positive, powerful affirmations on the day. So y'all have a great rest of your day, all right? All right, so repeat after me. Not so loud because they'll be able to hear us in the library, but I still want to hear you, all right? I am powerful. I am peaceful. I am greatness. I am whatever I say. I am. I can do whatever I say I can do. I am a young king. All right, y'all, give yourself a hand clap. All right, for being here. Y'all grab yourself some snacks, all right? Huh? Oh man, some highlights.
Yeah, let me get this.
Yeah, let's see.